So if people have noticed, I haven't really talked a lot about this season of anime, mainly for the fact that there's not honestly a lot that has either catched my eye or that isn't a second season or so. As you guys have noticed, like, one of the few things that I've been watching, you know, alongside with stuff going on, like with Blue Exorcist, nothing really else has really catched it. I was like, I want to see if there's anything, like, at all this season that would really, you know, grab my attention that isn't that or Gintama. And one that might actually have just done it now is the new series Scum's Wish, which also goes by its Japanese name of Kuzu no Honkai. Now, this one was very, very kind of dark / depressing in a way, because I'll explain. And by the term I mean, is it really dark and all that, it's like, it's really miserable. Like, that's the whole point of the show. Like, it was like, that's its intention at all. It wasn't like, oh, this is a miserable first episode show and all that, I hated it. No, it was like, I was watching this and I was like, morally going throughout, it's like, huh, okay, this is really messed up. And throughout the entire episode, I was thinking, these are broken people, like, who cannot have the unrequited love that they desire. Like, especially with the main girl, who's like, I want to fall in love with this guy I've known since I was a little kid, who I keep calling Oni-chan, and at first I thought that was, like, she was actually trying to fall in love with that actual brother, and I was like, oh, thank God that's not a thing, because that is fucking creepy as anything. Like, I believe her name was, like, Hanabi, and then the same thing happened with another boy as well, which is Mugi, who loves the person. And the best way to honestly describe the show without you not watching it for yourself is it's the, like, kind of like a seinen version of Toradora. It has kind of the same, like, concept where, like, two people are in love with the other person, you know, that they're kind of interested in or know about, and it's like, it's kind of the same way that, where it's like, you know, Mugi is in love with, like, the music teacher that's in love, which Hanabi is in love with, like, her so-called, like, you know, what she considers her brother, and the problem is that the music teacher and, like, her so-called brother are in love with each other. And it was weird, like, how these two people are, like, coming together in this situation and just describing and just, like, very bitter to the world, jealous, and just, like, even with the little bit we saw with Hanabi doesn't seem like she had too much of, like, a child. Like, the only person that really was there for her throughout, like, most of her life and all that does seem to be this guy. Alongside, you know, her mother as well was, like, always busy at work. She couldn't do it, although that's the thing, like, she clearly doesn't seem to have a father. We don't know what happened to the father, whether or not, like, at that point, like, he's dead, or the fact that they just got a divorce and that could, like, mess up a kid, like. And I'd like to say, like, that as someone that comes from a family that, like, actually had a divorce, like, very early on in my life and all that, like, when I was, like, 2, so I don't remember a lot of it. I'm used to, like, the whole, like, single parent thing. Trust me, I think I can safely say I turned out slightly okay. I mean, as okay as a guy that's actually talking about their kind of, like, dark anime right now, but, you know, as long as I'm not, I think we're all good to go. If anything I could say about this episode was I really loved the directing, if anything. Like, and that's something I never mention at all in the show. I think it was because it was really nice that they were doing, like, actual kind of like manga panels, like, going for it. Like, you see, like, a little boxes going around everywhere, especially with the opening and ending. I really kind of liked what the visuals, especially the ending, I really liked that visual that they were going for in that, though, like the kind of like crayon kind of look. Like, I thought that was a really nice kind of thing that they were doing for it. I definitely really enjoyed the kind of music on there. And the fact that these two are, like, trying to come together and have this whole thing, like, this weird pact where it's like, no, I'm gonna pretend that you're, like, you're my brother, so to speak, and that you're gonna pretend to be, like, that school teacher and all that, and we're gonna both have, like, unrequited love and pretend, you know, be each other's lovers, but everything you can have, or everything but my, like, you know, my emotions. That was the whole thing that they said. It's like, and the point where they were now about to get it on, and now about to bang it, like, right, it's, like, quick as that happening as they were kissing. That shows a lot, and that was the thing where you think, like, oh, Mugi's a scumbag for doing that, but then again, it was her at the first point that was starting to come on to him, like, after everything, so I was like, and plus as well, you could have stopped it at any time. Like, that was the whole thing where it's like, yeah, but oh, she's emotionally damaged. It honestly sounds like Mugi's emotionally damaged as well, like, he's had some shit as well happen to him, but who knows and all that, like, we'll have to see. But from what they go for this facade is like, yeah, like this pact is like, yeah, you can have everything but my feelings, and if the other one falls in love with the other, then that's when you immediately call off the entire pact. And so I want to know where this show is exactly going to go and all that. I don't know, like, if there's been concerned of like how many episodes it's going to have, but if anything, and this is the strange thing of me to mention this, but this feels like this would do better as like a movie or a very short like kind of like series in like six episodes, because I feel like, if anything, I don't know about the manga to be fair, but I can clearly see there's going to be multiple other characters involved in the story, and I'm kind of worried that they might drag down what sounds like a good premise to me. Like, I actually kind of interesting like where it goes, and like hopefully it keeps this kind of tone, because I do enjoy it, and see, you know, where it ends, whether or not those guys are going to end up together or some shit's going to happen along the road, because it honestly sounded like how like the voice actress was like describing it, she sounded suicidal. Like, she was like, oh, I can't have Oni-chan and all that, so I'm just going to cry away and looks like I'm going to jump off the train or something. Like, it honestly sounded like, if anything, if this like kept like going at it, like she would just either go crazy in the classroom, or like she would try to commit suicide or something like that. Like, that's how it feels like it's going. But other than that, like, I enjoyed the episode. It was like, that's the thing, it wasn't like, oh, a masterpiece. I don't want anyone to come into this thinking that this is a masterpiece or anything or that. But definitely, in what I can say about Winter is that with the shows that I've seen so far, that isn't like a second season or something, or is just in an adaptation from like a first game, the kind of like the stuff that's just being adapted from the manga or something like that hasn't been that goddamn impressive to me. Like, everything I've seen so far, it's just been or, you know, or if it's a second season, I'm like, oh, that's awesome, you know, that, you know, it's good to have that back. So that was the thing where it's like, I want to see what people think about this in the comments section down below. Like, if anything, like, do you think this is the best thing that's out this season that isn't, you know, a return season or anything? Because definitely, you know, for me, it's always, I think Gintama is going to be my favorite coming back. But I'm kind of curious and all that, see what everyone else thinks at the moment about Scum's Wish. But other than that, yeah, it was really decent. I had a lot of fun with it and all that, and I'm looking forward to actually watching it. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing reviews on it, but we're going to have to wait to see and all that, like, honestly, how it goes. But that is all from me, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you as always for watching. I hope I kind of got you guys to watch Scum's Wish, if anything, and all that. I really did enjoy the first episode and all that, so anything I was going to say, like, I was really impressed by, like, the directing, if anything. I really like, and how they were actually getting around with some of the panels and stuff like that. I think that, if anything, that was good. Someone had an idea what he wanted to do with the manga, and that was clearly, I think it was kind of working and all that, and he got me generally interested in it, and pretty decent, like, you know, not amazing animation, but pretty, you know, decent and all that. It's more about making, like, not heavy movement, kinetic movement. It's more about just, like, portraying the characters' feelings and emotions throughout the whole thing. So definitely, you know, like, a full thumbs up on that. But that's all from me. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.